Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of our 2025 NR2003 NASCAR Cup Series season. You're looking at the post-Pocono penalty report. As we expected, Cody Ware and Rick Ware Racing have been fined $50,000 and penalized 50 points for Cody Ware right hooking Todd Gilliland last week at Pocono. So that drops him from 35th to 36th in points, now minus 241 to the cut line. Cody Ware penalized for intentionally wrecking Todd Gilliland at Pocono. But today's race is definitely an exciting one. A lot of people have been looking forward to the Quaker State 400, available at Walmart here at Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia, as Austin Cindric and Joey Logano, the Penske cars, lock out the first two rows as we are green and underway here in Atlanta. Who is going to win here in our second to last Super Speedway race of the regular season? We're going to find out as Austin Cindric gets to the race lead early here in this opening lap over his teammates of Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano. On the back straightaway, they're 2 and 3 wide, fanning out all over the place here, trying to move cars, trying to jockey for position, make their way up through the field, get into that stage point position here as the Penske cars in control early. Cindric leading over Blaney. You got Berry up there, Logano, Brad Keselowski for RFK, so the Ford's in control, but here comes Ryan Blaney to the inside of Austin Cindric as the Penske teammates going to do battle for the race lead here in Atlanta. Blaney or Cindric, who is it going to be? Here in Atlanta, looks like Cindric for now going to hold the race lead in his Menards Ford. Blaney doesn't quite have the momentum to go by the two machine. Phillips later, Cindric on the bottom now, checking up to avoid getting hooked by Josh Berry right there. And now Logano will push Ryan Blaney to the lead. So the Penske cars have still led every lap so far. This time Blaney will lead the way as he gets around Austin Cindric. So the 12 leading his first laps of the day here in Atlanta over Joey Logano right there in second. Now Logano down the front straightaway. He'll take the lead from Blaney. Now Logano will lead. So every Penske driver has led in this race so far. And if Josh Berry eventually gets to lead a lap, that'll be every Penske/Penske Alliance car leading a lap in this race. We had 21 Ford for the Wood brothers. Josh Berry been pretty solid this year, up in fight for a bubble position, trying to point his way to the playoffs. We'll see what he can do here as he's able to clear Joey Logano. And Josh Berry takes the lead here in Atlanta the first time, but it is still the Penske Fords in complete control of this race early. Now Logano got back around Berry. Blaney now going to cross over Logano as the Penske teammates continue to duel for the race lead here in turns 1 and 2. It looks like Ryan Blaney going to complete the pass, and he is. Blaney to the front here in Atlanta. Then a caution came out. So to get back underway here on lap 28, it's going to be, lap 27. Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson on the front row. The Penske cars came down pit road, so now they are shuffled back mid-pack. We'll see what they can do to make their way forwards, see if they can still compete to get the lead here and win this stage like they were looking to do early when they were absolutely dominant in that first stage, which we are still in stage 1, by the way. But it's Bubba Wallace in the 23 taking himself to the race lead, going by Carson Hocevar and Ross Chastain to take the lead. Now Hocevar back on the outside of Wallace. How about the second-year driver of Carson Hocevar taking the lead here in Atlanta for Spire Motorsports as he tries to win his way into the playoffs and get his first career Cup win. But multiple-time Cup champion Joey Logano gets to the inside of Hocevar, and now Joey Logano takes the lead away. Once again, the Penske's in control, just so fast every plate track. The Penske Fords, Joey Logano taking advantage of Carson Hocevar, takes the lead down. Joey Logano gets stuck behind Cody Ware's number 51, which will give the lead now to the 43 of Eric Jones for Legacy Motor Club, having a heck of a start to the day here. Up at the front, battling for lead of Bubba Wallace as we had a restart. Another caution for some debris off of Cody Ware's slow number 51. On the racetrack route this yellow. So now it's Bubba Wallace, Eric Jones side by side for the race lead. Behind them you got Chris Buescher and Michael McDowell fighting for third. Logano is still right there in the conversation. They're nearly 4 wide. Right behind them there was Suarez, Christopher Bell, Blaney, and Hamlin as he go into turn 3. Around goes the 99. Into the wall goes Daniel Suarez, and he collects Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin. Big playoff implications. Into turn 3, 4 wide, just not going to work. Suarez gets tagged by Christopher Bell, spins up the racetrack, hard hit to the outside wall, collecting Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin, who are on the playoff bubble coming into this race. BJ McLeod, others pile in the back end. Logano collects some damage as well, puts a 71 and McDowell in the wall. And then back here, these guys just stack up, trying to avoid it. Smith, Earps, McLeod, Haley, Bowman. But big damage to the 99, the 11, and the 12 here for our first big wreck of the day here in Atlanta. Comes all the way on lap 58. So now we get back into lap 59 is Jones and Bubba Wallace, the Toyota teammates, the front row. And BJ McLeod is officially out in last place. Suarez out in 39th. That'll be another missed opportunity for him to get in the playoffs. And then Denny Hamlin and Ryan Blaney, the huge playoff implications as both of those drivers out of this race will finish 37th and 38th, both earning 1 point each, and will have a long way to cut back to find their way into the playoffs these last 8 races of the regular season, as Cindric works his way by the 23 of Bubba Wallace here on lap 67 to drive his way to the race lead to try to pick up the first stage win for Cindric at Atlanta, but it would be his second stage win of the season. Caution out for the 20 of Christopher Bell. Got caught up in a huge wreck with Hocevar and Keselowski. Sorry, I just missed it right there. I accidentally skipped past that moment where they crashed. Justin Haley, smoke pouring out the back. He's destroyed. Rough day so far for Spire Motorsports. So that's actually going to end stage 1. Austin Cindric picks up the stage 1 win, his second stage win of the season, followed by Wallace, Berry, Buescher, and Stenhouse the top 5. Then Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, Larson, Nemechek, and Noah Gragson the top 10. So Austin Cindric wins stage 1 here in Atlanta. We get back underway in stage number 2 here on lap 74. It may say lap 1 of 182 for this. That's because when the timing that caution came out, ended the stage prematurely and had that glitch that typically has the better caution. So I just, like I did for the truck race at Kansas and some other races, just moved it to where we have the second stint of the race here, which I'll throw the manual caution for the end of stage 2, and then we'll get to the end of the race and decide ourselves a winner. But Chris Buescher in the 17 takes the lead here at the beginning of stage 2, but here comes the 8 of Kyle Busch, the 2-time Cup Series champion, Rowdy Busch, driving his way to the front here in Atlanta, trying to get his first win since 2023. Can he pull it off here in Atlanta? It would be a huge moment if Kyle Busch could win this race and lock himself in the playoffs and break that multiple-year winless streak. But he's got to fight Chris Buescher and a lot of other competitive cars for it here in Atlanta. Busch gets held up on the bottom, and now Chris Buescher goes to the race lead, trying to get his second win the last 3 races. Of course, he got the job done in Mexico City. Behind us, we're nearly 4 wide again here down the backstretch, and there goes Stenhouse and William Byron in the wall, and they're crashing into turn 3 again. Noah Gragson, Joey Logano collected. Oh, in comes Ryan Preece, Ty Gibbs, Riley Herbst with the ARCA brakes, Connor Zillett, Shane Van Gisbergen collected, and another multi-car accident into turn 3 here in Atlanta. Michael McDowell collects some heavy damage as it's just 4 wide, not working. Stenhouse, Gregson, Byron, Briscoe, Joey Logano involved, Ryan Preece, Ty Gibbs, Chase Elliott, Ty Dillon, SVG, Cole Custer, Riley Herbst, and more. So the big wreck into turn 3 is going to take out a lot more contenders out of this race, including Ryan Preece, Joey Logano, William Byron, and Chase Elliott. All guys who I thought definitely would have been competing up for this win. We saw the speed Joey Logano had earlier in this race. He was mixing it up there for the lead. Byron was a solid top 10 guy. Chase Elliott was having a top 15 run, but now he's completely destroyed. Noah Gregson's done. Ty Dillon, Ty Gibbs. So it's going to be very intriguing to see what happens as Cindric and Bubba Wallace were the leaders. Now after the pit cycle, it's Buescher and Hocevar leading us to the green flag as you see the long list of vehicles out of this race. Now Cody Ware is in the garage, as is Riley Herbst and SVG, our 2 rookies in the field. Chase Elliott, Noah Gragson. So Elliott will finish in 31st place. Ricky Stenhouse, Joey Logano, he'll be out. Ryan Preece is out. William Byron is out. So yeah, a lot of good cars. Now leaving us with 25 cars left in this race as Carson Hocevar in the 77 leads the way here in Atlanta. Still early in the second stage of racing, but don't count out Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick now second and third. Few laps later, here comes the 45 of Tyler Reddick in that upper deck Toyota Camry for 2311 Racing, trying to get his second win of this season. Of course, got the job done and the Heartland in Kansas Speedway to punch his ticket to the playoffs. Now he's trying to just accumulate more playoff points as he finds his way to the lead. Now here comes the 5 of Kyle Larson, who wants to get back into that regular season championship conversation, is looking to take the lead away from Reddick as he tries to get his 4th win of 2025. Here comes Kyle Larson in the 5, right to the inside of Reddick, and he will take the lead away. Kyle Larson to the front here in Atlanta. He will get by Tyler Reddick for the lead. Now the problem is the 2 of Austin Cindric really slow on the racetrack here down the back straightaway. Some sort of issue for the 2. I don't know if it's a mechanical issue or he's out of gas or something, but Cindric is just going very slow on the apron of the racetrack, trying to just stay out of the way and make it to pit road here. This is going to cost him a lot of time, at least a lap on the racetrack. Take your stage 1 winner out of contention. That is huge. Now all the Penske cars have had issues in this race as Tyler Reddick takes the lead back from Kyle Larson here as we continue to work our way through stage number 2 here in Atlanta. I feel like a caution is out on the racetrack. Cole Custer in the 41 is completely destroyed. And now on the ensuing restart, it's Bowman and Larson fighting for the race lead here as you see the cars out of the race. Austin Dillon, Carson Hocevar also out of the race. That's a shame for the 77. He was leading laps, top 5 all day long. He'll be out in 24th. Dillon will be out in 23rd. Custer 25th. It's Bowman and Buscher duke it out for the race lead here in Atlanta as they are 3 wide behind them. Who is going to get to the front? It will be Alex Bowman or it will be Chris Buscher here in Atlanta. Some great racing at the front of the field all day long. Even though we've had some wrecks, it's been some really good racing here throughout the field. This time, Alex Bowman takes the lead in that Ally number 48 here at Echo Park Speedway. Now in the ensuing restart, after another caution, it's Bubba Wallace alongside Todd Gilliland for the lead here in Atlanta as the 23 works his way to the race lead once again. Bubba Wallace having a very strong day here today in Atlanta. Definitely going to help out his hopes of pointing his way into the playoffs for that 2311 racing team. Now he gets held up a little slow on the apron in turn 3. Allows Josh Berry to hop to his outside. Here comes the 21. Josh Berry back to the lead here in Atlanta. Gets by Bubba Wallace on the outside lane. What a move by the 21. Now here comes the 8 of Kyle Busch, the 2-time Cup Series champion, gets back to the inside of Berry, and Busch takes the lead here with just 17 to go in the stage. Now it's Busch and Bowman scrapping for the lead here with just 2 now in the last lap of stage 2, and Bowman on the outside lane will easily blow the doors off of Kyle Busch, who has a massive check up there in the center of turns 1 and 2. That's going to cost him as Bowman now pulls away from Chris Buscher and Todd Gilliland here in Atlanta as he looks to bring home his 3rd stage win this season. As through 3 and 4 for the final time, it is going to be a stage 2 win for Alex Bowman. He's going to win stage 2 here in Atlanta over Chris Buscher, Todd Gilliland, Kyle Busch, and Ross Chastain in the top 5. Bubba Wallace, Josh Berry, Zane Smith, Tyler Reddick, and Kyle Larson, your top 10. Bowman wins stage 2 here at Echo Park Speedway after Austin Cindric won stage 1. So now here we are on lap 93. So this is now with 70 laps to go in this race. Bowman and Berry fighting for the race lead. Also keep note, Bowman and Berry are opponents in the in-season tournament for the little in-season challenge we have going on for this 5-race portion of the schedule. So this is very important. Who comes out on top here, the 40 or the 21? The winner will advance to Chicago Street Race to compete in the next round against their next opponent, as Berry now gets passed by Bubba Wallace to the race lead. So now Bubba Wallace leads the way. Now with 23 to go, your leaders Bubba and Berry have come down pit road. Bowman inherits the race lead. He stays out all the way until 9 laps to go. And now Bowman finally makes his final pit stop of the day. Almost made it to the end on fuel. So that should take a lot to be either him or Josh Berry. Depends where the 48 comes out of the pits. And he's going to come out way ahead of Josh Berry. A perfectly executed strategy by the 48. Bowman beats Josh Berry on the pit cycle. The only thing that we're going to have to watch out for is the debris that came out on the racetrack from Michael McDowell's hood, which brought out the caution. So now it is Alex Bowman and Josh Berry dueling for the win and to advance in the in-season challenge with just 3 laps to go here in Atlanta. Who is going to bring home the victory? Bowman, Gilliland, Berry, Wallace, and Reddick, and Kyle Larson, the 6 lead lap cars. One of those 6 is going to victory lane here in Atlanta, but Alex Bowman in control, white flag in the air, final lap, presented by Credit One Bank here at Echo Park Speedway for Alex Bowman. And the number 48 looking to get his 2nd win in 2025 and his first career super speedway drafting track win as he pulls away from Josh Berry, who's trying to get past Chris Buscher, the lap car, to get to 2nd, but he's just going to run out of time as they go through turn 3 and turn 4 for the final time here in Atlanta. Alex Bowman and the 48 team execute a perfect strategy, and Bowman wins at Echo Park Speedway. Josh Berry, your runner-up. Reddick, Gilliland, Wallace, the top 5. Larson, Buscher, Kyle Busch, Keselowski, Zane Smith, the top 10. So Bowman wins the Quaker State 400 here at Atlanta. His 14th career win, 2nd this season, leading 78 of 260 laps on the day. And by beating Josh Berry, Bowman advances to the next round of the in-season challenge at Chicago as well. So here are your final race results. Bowman the winner. Great point stays for Josh Berry. Bubba Wallace inside the top 5. Tyler Reddick, Todd Gilliland, some great runs for them. Larson, Buscher, Busch, Keselowski. A great top 10 run from Zane Smith today. Note on Bubba Wallace, he did pick up his 2nd Xfinity Fastest Lap award of the season. So extra point for Bubba. Corey LaJoie gets a top 15 finish in his 3rd start, I believe, this season. And see the rest of the grid there. Connor Zilich gets a top 20 in his third start. So great run from the young kid in the 87. David Starr gets a top 20. Then all the guys that wrecked out, Hocevar, Byron, Logano, Blaney, Hamlin, Suarez, Priest, Bell, Elliott. Not their day. So here's the updated playoff grid. 8 races to go until we begin the playoffs at Darlington Raceway, and we remain at 9 winners locked in. Bowman becomes our 5th different multi-time winner this season. Now looking on the point side of things, Briscoe, Logano looking pretty comfortable. Berry, Wallace, and Keselowski now have a little bit of a cushion they can fall back upon. And then the bubble is very tight. Austin Cindric and AJ Allmendinger tied for 15th, only 4 points above Kyle Busch for the final 2 spots in the playoffs. Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, work to be done these next 8 races. Hamlin out by 38, Blaney by 42. We'll see if they can find their way back into the playoffs here after a bad weekend here at Atlanta. Now here's your updated in-season tournament challenge. Kyle Larson eliminated Riley Herbst. He will advance to face your race winner today, Alex Bowman at Chicago. That's going to be a really good matchup. Ty Dillon upsets Carson Hocevar. Joey Logano eliminates Priest, so they will face off. Eric Jones will face Austin Cindric. Chase Briscoe will face Kyle Busch. Chris Buescher will face Noah Gragson. Ross Chastain will face Bubba Wallace. Ty Gibbs will face Todd Gilliland in a great matchup as Tyler Reddick faces off against William Byron at the Chicago Street Course next week. So a lot of good matchups at Chicago next week for the second round of this in-season challenge. And as we end this episode, as always, I want to give a shout out to my channel members. So thank you so much to DWR, JJ, Brenda Breen, and Jeremy Isley. Really appreciate your guys' support. It means a lot to me in this channel. Helps me grow as a creator, produce some awesome content. Now on a road towards 2,000 subscribers. Those of you that are watching this video and are not subscribed, please do subscribe. It's completely free. It only takes a couple of seconds, and I would really appreciate it. If you want to get your shout out here at the end of the video like these 4, a link to become a paid channel member is in the description down below. And until the next episode, I hope you all have a good one.